For the following exercises, solve the inequality. Okay, and they give us this. It says exercises because there was like multiple questions in this list. However, we have separate videos for those, okay? So this one, we're just going to solve this inequality. And the inequality is the absolute value of negative 2x minus 2 over 3 times x plus 1, and that's the end of the absolute value, plus 3 is greater than negative 1. And remember, I said greater than because I always think about this in terms of like an alligator mouth. It's open, right? Here are like the little teethies. The alligator mouth is always chomping on the bigger guy. He wants to eat the bigger guy. So this whole thing has to be greater than negative 1. Okay, so let's get down to it. It's just math. So the first thing we have to do is we have to kind of maybe simplify this absolute value. I see that I have a negative 2 over 3 that's being multiplied by two things inside the parentheses. So according to PEMDAS, we have to multiply that and distribute it. So if I do that, it would be the absolute value of negative 2x. Now I'm going to distribute this 2x. So negative 2 over 3 times x is minus 2 over 3x. And then negative 2 over 3 times a positive 1 would be minus 2 over 3. And that's the end of the absolute value. And then plus 3, which is all greater than negative 1. Okay, so it looks like I have two x values here that I can maybe simplify, right? So this would be negative 2x minus 2 over 3. If I keep it in fraction form, let's see, it would be probably negative 8 over 3, right? Because negative 2 is the same thing as a negative 6 over 3, and I like to keep the denominators the same. That's why the denominator is the same here. And then negative 6 minus a 2 is a negative 8. So that's that part. So it would be negative 8x minus 2 over 3 plus 3 is greater than negative 1. Okay. Now, I'm still trying to solve for x. X is all the way over here, but I can't really do anything else now in the absolute value. So I'm going to try to get everything else over to the other side. It's being added here, so I will just subtract on both sides, and that will get rid of this 3 on this side. So it's the absolute value of negative 8 over 3x minus 2 over 3 is greater than negative 1 is negative 1 minus 3 is a negative 4. Okay, so we're down to this, and we want to solve, which means that we want to get x by itself, right? Now, in this case, I just have an absolute value with an x inside, and it's saying that whatever is in the absolute value, even though there's fractions here, don't get turned off by it. It's not hard. It's just saying that whatever number in here is going to be greater than a negative 4. And remember, an absolute value, anything that's inside, so this whole shaded region, anything that's inside of an absolute value function is always going to output a positive number. So at least this should be, 0 or a positive number. Will I ever get this value to be equal to a negative 4? Absolutely not. So is this always the case? Will this always be greater than a negative 4? Yeah, it'd be greater than a negative 4. It'd be greater than a negative 2. It'd be greater than a negative 1. So for what values of x will this statement be true? This statement will always be true, right? Mainly because it's saying that it's greater than a negative, and we know that absolute values are always going to output a positive number, or 0. So, for this, the x values are any value. It's all real numbers. So that means that it could be all the way from negative infinity to positive infinity, if you wanted to put it in, notation wise. And then since infinity is just a theoretical concept, you put parentheses around it, not brackets. So this would basically be it. All real numbers would be acceptable answer. They didn't say, how they wanted it to be. Just from negative infinity all the way to positive infinity, any number of x can work here. And that is the final answer. We solved it. Awesome job, guys. What did you guys think? Let me know in the comments. And if this video helped you, please give it a like. Subscribe to the channel to help us out. We thank you so much for that. I will see you guys all in the next question. Bye-bye.